Welcome back to This Works For Us. I'm Tia Jackson.
And I'm Rashawn, better known as Sean. And before we kick this episode off, I got two rants. Two rants. One, kids. What are they? What's the purpose?
What do you mean, what's their purpose?
No, my rant with kids. You know, we spent a good amount of money on getting the house remodeled, renovated, vehicle and stuff. Make it feel good, make it feel like a home. Obviously it feels lived in. And what do? Destroy it. Destroy it. Not a single care in the world about it. Nice decor. Kenny pulls the thing off, breaks it. Still have it, but I don't want it. I don't want that to happen. I don't know. What it is. It's bad. They don't care. They don't care about anything.
They don't care.
They don't care what you got going on. You know, you have your house set nice. You can sit back like Thanos. And where they come in, like the Avengers, and wanna just mess it all up. Mess it all up.
Yeah, right on your walls with crayon.
And look at you. Kenny is like that cat that something's there and you tell the cat not to do it. She's looking at you and the cat then knocks it over. Like, fam, you heard me say. You heard me say. Stop! Don't do that.
She's
right at your face.
Definitely
a defiant child right now.
She's definitely the one who will try your patience more. I don't know. I feel like Kylie does it too, but she's like a little more slick. Like Kenny is just like blatantly like, I ain't doing that. And Kylie is like, you said don't touch it, I'm gonna touch it.
Yeah. But yeah, Kylie's slick to the point where she took a marker and wrote all inside the vehicle on the side of the door.
Don't say nothing.
Granted, and didn't say nothing about it. It wasn't until I go and she know how I get about stuff. If we got nice stuff, I want to keep it nice.
Granted, yes.
Yes.
But they're also.
I know they can. I don't care. I open the door to let her out. I see little stuff, random stuff, you know, like little crumbs. I might get that off. Then I look a little further, a little closer. I said, Kylie, did you take a marker and write on these? Yes, you did. I can't even get it off. Kick the little vent cover off of the car.
You seem very upset.
I am upset. So, I try to keep the things that God has blessed us with nice.
Yes.
I want to keep it nice. But they don't care.
But they're things.
They are. I just want to keep it nice. I'm just leaving it at that. That's rant one. Rant two, this just happened yesterday. Minding our own business. I'm playing video game. What happens? We get someone comes to the door. And usually no one really comes to our house unannounced. And it was like, it was about 8 o'clock? I mean, it was still light outside, so 7:38. Yeah. So we're like, well, ain't nobody coming around selling anything, so I go and check. My neighbor.
I just want, before you go.
Go ahead.
Sean is the only one that answers the door. If I know someone's not coming, I do not answer the door. I will peek through the blinds in the office, and I will watch them ring the doorbell. Because I don't. But Sean, on the other hand,
I'll answer the door.
He will answer the door for all the people. And then have all the conversations. It's not necessary. But go ahead. So who was at the door?
Don't hush. Our neighbor. Now, mind you, this neighbor we used to be a patron of his. He did landscaping for us. He does great work. That's it. Because you can put the money out. Used to come in after work. You know, that was supposed to be your cut day. I get a text and hey Sean, I'm gonna cut your yard day. I'm like, okay.
By the way,
I get off from work, come home, grass is not cut, but we go and check where the money's supposed to be. It is gone. The money's gone. Now, granted, she'll tell you with this, you know, with certain things, like I'm loyal to a fault. And this was, what were you going to say? You was going to add to it?
I was going to say, but the money was always gone.
Oh, yeah.
No grass cut.
No
the money
grass
was gone. He would come back.
He would come and cut. Like the next
Couple
day.
days.
Or next 2 days or something. Mm. However, this particular thing, now granted we got rid of him. Okay, go ahead.
So, not only would he say, I'm gonna come cut your grass and take the money, but there were points in time where he would be like, man, like I'm low on cash. You mind fronting me the lawn money before you need your grass cut? Man, is you insane right now? That was enough for me. Customer service is like it for me. If I don't receive the customer service, I'm like, Sean, you need to get rid of him. This is some ghetto mess. Anyway, Mr. Nice Guy.
But anyway, yeah, I'm Mr. Nice Guy. So I go out, talk to him. Well, no, before I get to that point. So yeah, he was doing that, coming back, cutting the grass later on. But due to his customer service, we cut ties with him and went to someone that is prompt, on time, comes every 2 weeks on Friday between the hours of 7:30 and 9:30. Between that time, they don't miss a beat. You get a text the day before. Hi, this is Garden Services, Ricardo's Garden Services, and we're gonna do. You know, we'll be there Friday morning.
Responsive to texts
they
and
respond.
Requests.
Great customer service. They cut a friend of ours and somebody else's. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they do great work. Prompt, very prompt, punctual. Now, he tells me his old lady was like, "Hey, man,
what time in the morning do they come?"
Oh, I just said 7:30. Yeah, 7:30, 9:30 in the morning. Okay. So my neighbor says his old lady was complaining about, I guess our landscapers left some clippings on the side. I was like, before I even went out there, I was like, on the side? I don't even check the side of the house. That far part of the fence over there. So he's talking to him. He said, yeah, it probably came out this drain. I'm like, I'm seeing all these leaves. We don't have tree one on the side of the house. None. Ain't not a single solitary tree there. So I said, well, where do these leaves come from? But yet, our grass is clean, our yard is clean, and there's some debris over in theirs. So
a slither though, yeah, not like it's all over their grass like that.
Yeah, it's just like a small part. So he tells her to come over. She said, yeah, I heard your little landscaper. I said, hold, in my head, when you say little landscaper, you're diminishing the work that they do. I was very tempted. It was right there on the tip of my tongue to say, well, you used to be the landscaper. We probably wouldn't have this.
You used to be our little landscaper.
Yeah, I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to do that. So when she said that, I'm looking at, well, what you want me to do about it? You have as much power if you see them to tell them, hey, could you not blow your grass clippings over here? And granted, the wind is crazy out here too. It could have came from the wind, you know.
So the other thing is,
crazy.
Like, one, we are not home when they cut the grass. Like, we have already left for work, so it's not like we're standing out there like, hey, blow your clippings.
Yeah, blow it on it.
We don't like them, you know, they're landscaping, whatever. Blow all the clippings and that. Come on, man. Like,
and she said this ain't the first time. First of all, why are you waiting until now to say something?
I need you to lower your voice. And I need you to relax, okay? And second of all, you have our permission to interrupt them while they're blowing the grass and ask them not to blow it into your yard. But when they don't, and then the wind blows, don't come back here knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Like, chill out.
I'm a gardener. I'm out here every day. Good for you.
Good. Clean the clippings off the grass then. You out here every day. Do something then.
We don't even come on this side of the fence. And we don't bother nobody. We come in our house, mind our business. I say hey to our neighbors across the street, sometimes people next door. That's it.
The best part, y'all, is that they're literally our back neighbors.
Yes.
So we are outside with the girls all the time, and she comes out.
And she's there on her porch.
So
says hi and all that stuff.
You have never
ain't said a word.
Said anything, and all of a sudden you got a slither of dirty grass, and you want to come over here and talk about this is not the first time.
Just speak your piece. If it's something that's bothering you,
gotta be all attitude.
That's the crazy part.
Nobody had attitude. Like, thank you for letting us know your concerns. We'll mention it to them. But if you see them,
just feel free to say something.
I guess, to have a conversation with them.
You can't do business with some people. Mm-hmm. And me, she know I got a loving heart. If I get to the point where I'm about to cut you off, it's.
The people, Sean is people saving grace because I'd be ready to cut them off. I'd be like, 2 strikes, you're out, buddy. Keep it moving. I'm saying, like, you provide a service, so you should do all the things that require you to continue to keep that business. And, and then word of mouth is huge, right? Especially for us. Like, if you do a good job for us,
I don't know how many people we recommended.
World.
They come in and did some work in the house and like different people, and we've gotten them extra jobs because of that, because they come in and do quality work, except for the contractors have done quality work. It's just their schedule, time management on that. That's a different story. But guy that came in and did our floors, extended our patio, got extra jobs because of word of mouth. I ain't recommending nobody for him.
Well, we did. Remember, we did.
Oh, yeah. And he started doing the same things over there.
He didn't call back. I think I recommended him to my boss at the time. We recommended him to Jason and Ariane.
Yeah.
And he never showed up, or he never got back to them. So, like...
You miss out on opportunity.
See? Bad business.
Anyway, that's end of that rant. It went a little longer than I expected it. But this topic, the episode that we want to talk about, I was listening to this one podcast, and it just made me think. And the question they brought up was, does it matter the type of job your significant other has while you're, dating or married? For me, when her and I first started dating, I was a security officer, and you was a paralegal. Now, mind you, I didn't know exactly what a paralegal was. I was like, oh, shoot, she worked with lawyers and stuff. I'm like, oh, man, she got this big-time career and stuff. So, me being a security officer, I'm like, man, my job trash. How could I, measure up to this? Because I didn't know exactly what paralegals did.
Well, I mean, there are paralegals who work for big law firms and make great money. But I worked for a small law firm, and I did not make great money. It did the trick for the time, in other words, but it wasn't like I was bringing in bank at all.
Enough.
I was struggling.
Bank enough.
It wasn't enough. I had a second job.
You were making more than me at the time. When you first came down. That was when you first came down.
I was, but I still had to get a second job, so it wasn't enough. I had to get a part-time job, so it definitely was not enough. And at that time, it was just me and the dog, so it wasn't enough.
I think we were both working 2 jobs and stuff. Not at the time. Not at the time. I did. Not at the time. Not at the time. I used to work. Yes. That ended abruptly before you and I met. But I think, as far as that question, as far as doesn't matter about the significant other, what type of job they have. I know from a male perspective, we tend to be or it's said for us to be the provider, the protector, and things of that nature. So sometimes when I guess we don't feel adequate enough, we don't feel like we can take care of you. So I guess from my standpoint at that time, I'm like, yeah, I make this amount of money being a security officer. All right, what can I do?
didn't first know how much you made, nor did I care.
And praise God, because if you was...
And I think for me, it's just I was raised to be a independent person, and so I always fend for myself, and I made it work, whether it was a struggle or not. And so I was never depending on him to provide for me at the time, and I never asked for anything, right? So I wasn't one of those girls that would be like, can you go buy me a pair of sneakers, or can you do X, can you do Y, or whatever. I was just like, if I don't have it, I don't have it. I'll figure it out, or I'll get it when I can.
And that's one of the main reasons why I love this woman.
Because I ain't out for your pockets.
Meaning that you don't ask for anything, but I'll give you everything if I had to. It's because, like, first of all, we talked about it. One example. So, I think I might have told you. So, there was this one girl I was talking to, and I think I was going to see her that morning or something. And she asked me, now granted, call me what you want. Call me what you want. She asked me if I could bring her some McDonald's. Now we know McDonald's don't cost that much. Well, it do now, because the daggone cheeseburger is $1.80. A cheeseburger, $1.80. But anyway, so at that time, she asked me if I could bring her some McDonald's. Like, mind you, this is not a woman I was technically dating. I was just getting to know. And I said to self, now, if I get this McDonald's, I feel like there's going to be more coming behind it. First off, it starts with a little McDonald's. Then next thing you know, can you help me pay a light bill or something? No. First of all, you ain't my woman. It's principle for me. It was always principle.
You just didn't really like her, because I swear I probably asked you to bring me food before.
We was already talking by that time. We were together and all that stuff. You never, in the very beginning, no, you did not. You didn't have to ask for that.
Sure.
You didn't. This particular...
I probably would have started first, because I literally moved to Jacksonville with $400. So I didn't have much.
But either way, I did what I could at the time. But this woman, I was just like, I don't... If I offer, cool, but you asked for it. No. It's, again, I don't want to follow up.
Talk about that. So I think I struggle with that too. Not necessarily like guy versus girl kind of thing, but like, and I know that there's nothing wrong with asking for help. You should ask for help if you can, and there's somebody to help you, but not until you tried to exhaust all the things for yourself, right? Like, you shouldn't ever have the expectation that somebody else owes you something, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you shouldn't ever be counting somebody else's pockets, like, oh, they got it to give to me. I think that bothers me. Like, if I can help and I have it to give to you, in my heart, I feel like it's the right thing to do, then I would absolutely bend over backwards to help. But please don't ever have the expectation like I owe that to you. And I would never have that expectation of somebody else. Like, you don't owe me anything. Now, if you want to do it at goodness and the kindness of your heart, praise God. But don't be like, you got it to give.
Right.
Like, it's not your place to tell me what I got to give.
Again, that came back to the principle of my earnings. Now there is again, this is the early 2000s. The perception that I'm just gonna leave it to me, that I have of one Duval County was that.
Drink the water, you get a mustache.
What? No.
I really thought that,
Oh,
because there was a lot of women out there with the mustaches, y'all. I was like, don't drink that water, boy. You're going to be having some facial hair like a mug. Anyway.
But my perception of Duval County at the time was, man, these women are used to these dope boys just giving them money because they make that money back fast. You know, they was getting fast money. I get slow money. I get every 2 week money.
Got to make this last.
I get first and 15th money when I was in the military and stuff. I just don't. My money don't come out like that. It comes bi-weekly or bi-monthly. I don't.
Money.
Now my money's slow and on time. No, I don't.
Consistent though, right?
Very consistent.
That dope boys
So
don't always have consistent money.
I don't feel comfortable giving my money out like that. And that was then, you know. Anyway, we got off subject. Subject at hand is, doesn't matter the type of job your significant other had. Most important part, I feel, you know, when it comes to that, especially for a man, I think a lot of times we don't care what type of job some women have. You know, is it not that, you know, I can...
Probably not as much as a female does. You know, there's always like, he got to make what I make or more. Mm-hmm. I feel like for me, it was always like, does the person have potential, right? Like, are they going somewhere? And that was when I was younger, right? Like, we're still striving to do the things that we're trying to do, whether you went to college late or you working your way up the corporate ladder or what have you. But then there's those people that show no potential and they're not going nowhere. And those are the people, you know, like, I was like, you're going to have to find somebody else to be your cheerleader, because you eating, you know, snacks on the couch, that ain't it. And
what do you have going for yourself?
Yeah, and so I never really had the patience for someone like that. Like, if you're not trying to do something, if you're not at least working or trying to hustle in the legal sense, then I ain't got nothing for you, baby.
Nothing. Because again, I thought, you know, again, as far as the job I had, was like, dang, am I enough? You know, thankfully you saw past
I
that.
Literally, probably never thought. I won't say that, because I never really cared about the security position.
You know, because sometimes security get a bad rap. We get a bad rap. Ever since Next Friday came out, you know, top flight security, blah, blah, blah. What was the, like, what was it? Like a mall cop or something like that. Sheena was a mall cop, wasn't she? Sheena. But
man, that was the hangout spot. You don't know. We was always. I don't even know if she knew how they didn't fire you, because we sure was at your job hanging out. I want to say one of our other friends was in the patrol car with her. So yeah,
oh, boy.
They was like, she doing her job. Just leave her alone.
But anyway, you know, getting that type of, you know, rap or that type of shadow or whatever over the type of job that I had, you know, it was thought less than, in a sense, you know.
I was pushing you to like, okay, well, if it's security that you want to do, what's the next step for security? So I bought the book for.
You did.
What was it?
So yeah, for correction officer.
For correction officer. So I was like, if that's where you want to be, like, let's take it to the next level.
And that was before I found out that I was going to get into IT and all that stuff. So
I wrote a little note
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
See? Potential. I saw the potential.
And you know what? Praise God.
You know?
Praise God. And I ain't gonna say that. That's gonna sound too bad. We ain't gonna say. I ain't gonna say. I'm like, look what you missed out. But anyway, anyway, you help me become better. You believed in me, basically. You believed in me and saw the potential there. And one thing about us, we were able to grow together. Same type of mindset, heading in the right direction. I always when I'm talking to a couple people, I give this analogy of first of all, you want to find someone you're equally yoked with, and it may not be right here. You might be here or here. You don't want to be here and the person here. Now, when they're here, you can it's easier to help bring someone up because they're already striving to be there and you're there, vice versa. But if you're here, somebody's down here, if I'm on a 1-story building, it's easy for me to pull you up from there. It's a little help. I mean, you may not pull me down. But if it's 5-story and I'm trying to pull you up from down here, most likely you're going to bring me down to here. So even though I'm striving up here and you're here, most likely you're going to bring me down here.
Unless the person absolutely has, because I know there are people who pull themselves up from the bootstraps, right? Like they were down and out, they had nothing, and they worked their way up. But I feel like most of the time in those situations, and I can't say for sure because I haven't been there with someone like that, but most of the time I think they get to a point where nothing else matters until they get to a certain point where they feel like, okay, I have a little bit more time to focus on somebody else. But when they down in them trenches, they trying to be on their grind unless the person was there before the fall, right? So then they would typically keep that person, and then they strive together. But usually if you single, you're like, I'm not trying to think about nobody else while I'm trying to get my grind on, because you're going to be a distraction. And I will say, when I was in Florida and I was getting back in school and trying to finish up college, I would say that's one of the good things about Sean is he never made me feel bad about all the focus that I was putting on school. When I had the full-time job at the law firm, I had a part-time job at the retail place, and then I went to school full-time. I didn't have a lot of time to do anything else. And I didn't want to make a whole bunch of friends because I didn't have time to give to them. I was hyper-focused. So he would meet me for lunch. Or I would have to drop some papers off at the courthouse, and the hotel was right there. So I would stop by on my way when I finished. But we made it, or if I didn't have school or work at that time, we would meet at the park and hang out.
Oh yeah, great time.
But he never was like, oh, you studying again? Oh, you at the library again?
No, we were grinding. You was doing school, I was doing school as well. So we were both trying to get to a point. So that's where us being first connecting spiritually and heading in the right direction with our walk with Christ, our job paths and stuff. It was just everything lined up, and it can happen for you.
Yes, but we'd like to hear your thoughts on whether or not you think or it matters, right? If your significant other is equal to or the same job that you have. Does it matter in a relationship?
And then I feel like it, and I'm probably gonna make it more about the man, because again, I feel like most men don't really care the type of job that a woman has. As long as it ain't anything illegal or anything like that.
A grown man would. Maybe not a younger, right? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not a man. But I would think that, if she don't have no kind of ambition, or I don't know, maybe the male people, what are y'all? Male species, their internal is to take care of or provide for us. So maybe it doesn't matter as much.
Well, that was like that episode on Martin. Martin was mad that Gina was making more money than him. I'm here to tell you right now, I don't care. The reason why I don't care, because it's our money. I can make more, she can make more. It does not matter. It goes in one pot. It is our money. There's no free meals.
Right. You don't feel like, I'm gonna take you out.
You gonna take me out? You gonna take me out?
He paid for my dinner. We both paid
for dinner.
That was in our account.
That was in our account. But yeah, do y'all on that. But I think, what, another part. Yeah, another part of that is, I think I seen, there's a meme that was out there where, or like a little comic or something, where it showed like both male and female working at McDonald's or something, right? The male was like, oh, he broke or whatever. Then the female, oh, she's striving, she's doing good, she's going in. I'm like, y'all both working driving.
Yeah.
But it's that mindset of it. So why is it now? I guess there's stipulations of it, right? Is that person maybe the manager? I mean, picture worth 1,000 words. You don't know what's exactly going on. What if that was the manager taking over the drive through for the meal?
I feel like too, like the fast food industry or retail gets a bad rap, right? You can have a great job working in retail. You can have a manager role or a corporate role working for McDonald's. Like, just because you work for McDonald's doesn't mean it's a cashier position. They
get a bad rap. You go in and be, assistant manager there. Oh, you assistant manager at McDonald's, Burger King, or some fast food spot?
Now they're probably making
they gotta pay
just as much as the manufacturer.
I know they are, with $1.80 cheeseburgers.
$14 an hour to go over and be a cashier, so
that's decent money. Came a long way from what I was making. When I used to work when I worked at DQ. I'm talking about it.
What was minimum wage?
I made $5.15. $5.15 an hour.
I don't think I've ever made minimum
$5.15.
God is. I don't think I ever made minimum. I think I forget. I was working at the nursing home. I don't remember how much I got paid. Or maybe it was minimum wage. But then I got a job in high school that made $10 an hour. Well, I thought I was gonna be rich.
I ain't never see that. I didn't see $10 an hour till
it was only up from there.
About probably 2 years before. It might have been about 2008, 2009. 2009, I think I was making $10 an hour.
I want to challenge you all. If you have in your paperwork somewhere an old pay stub, go back and look at it. Like, because sometimes I feel like we forget, right? You forget where you came from and you only realize where you are now or where you're trying to head to. But I
can't forget.
Implore you to go look back at an old pay stub and just amaze yourself. Like, good gracious, how was I living? How was I living off of this?
I started.
We have some.
I looked at it and I was like, man, thank God. When I tell you God has been in our life doing amazing things, it's crazy.
I'm telling y'all, Texas is the land of the milk and honey. We have been extremely blessed.
When I first started my hospitality career, they told me $8. Well, first of all, I had a friend tell me, hey, they're hiring these security officers like $15 an hour. I said, what? Yeah, sign me up, baby. I get there, it's $8. I was like, man, I ain't really working right now. I'll take it. At first they were gonna say, you know, you should be a bellman. No, I didn't sign up for that.
It was like,
I like your smile.
I like you look like you picked some good cotton.
No, wow.
That's what it sounded like. Like
No.
they were like, you want to go outside in the field, or you want to?
First of all,
No.
I'm gonna say
Offense to Bellman. I'm just saying.
Them jokers make bank.
Yeah, because they get tips.
Oh
right?
yeah, y'all be.
And what was it? Phil from Jacksonville.
Yeah,
he was in the newspaper, y'all. He was like a famous bellman.
Still is. I don't know if he's still there or not.
He wasn't there last time.
No,
Not
he
that
might
he
be.
could be off.
Yeah, but anyway, get there. You know, it get up to it's when I finally started. It was $8.50. $8.50 an hour. So yeah, because something just changed. I was like, all right, well, thank you. Little did I know, from that $8.50 an hour to where I am now and still going, it has been amazing, to say the least. Amazing. Just to take a moment and think back on how God has blessed me, blessed us into being where we are now. I can't stop thinking.
No words.
It's amazing. It's amazing. But anyway, hit us up in the comments. Far as doesn't matter the type of job. I know there are some men and women out there. You're looking for your soulmate or things of that nature. But I will leave you this tidbit. Make sure y'all equally yoked, spiritually, physically, mentally, all of that. You're both striving to accomplish goals. You got one that's still stuck in the mud, you can still talk to the person.
See,
but don't.
That's the ninth guy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna get to that point.
It's not like, I don't say it to be like
I ain't talking
rude.
about talk to him like.
I don't say it to be rude, but like, is it rude to be in the way of each other's like
no, you don't want to waste time.
Potential person? If you over here wasting your time with someone that you know that's not a match for you, then you blocking your blessing for your match to come along.
Well, we are always at some point in time blocking our own blessings. People don't want to admit that, but
we think we know.
We know everything, but
this is not the topic.
It's not.
Nor the time, because we are out of time.
We are. Sorry. Went a little longer than we usually do, but thank you for tuning in. Remember to like, share, subscribe again. Leave us your thoughts, comments on this particular subject.
And tell us your why. If it matters, why? Why does it matter to you? We want to know.
Could be a part 2 to your response and stuff. So
y'all be blessed.
Y'all be blessed. Talk to you later.